Alright guys, welcome back to Airguns Extreme. We got a new gun to go over today, so stay tuned. Airgun Extreme is brought to you by
Buckmaster Outdoors, racking up them points.
And also brought to you by OD Pro.
Shoot to kill outdoors. We're whacking them and stacking them.
and you're watching Airguns Extreme. Alright guys, so the new gun that I just got, I've had it for over a month now, and basically I've been doing a lot of hunting with it and a lot of testings, and it's a gun that I would never thought I would get, but I like it because I could use it for anything. I could use it for predator hunting. I can use it for, your standard varmints, and that's what I like about it. It's a lot more powerful than your standard 22 LR. The shooting distance is a lot farther out than your 22 LR. So that gun would be my first ever Savege B Series 17 HMR. This is one of the newest ones out there. I got the stainless steel bull barrel on it, bolt action. You get a 10 round magazine with it. It's got the accurate trigger on it. I just added the sling. You already get the mounts for your sling. Like I said, this is the stainless steel. It's got the full bull barrel on it. You can put any type of scope mounts on it. I just got the standard Picatinny style. You can put your dovetail or Picatinny. This scope I have on it is a upgrade scope. I went ahead and bought a Nikon BDC reticle scope. This is the 4x12 by 40 Buckmaster 2 series. Then I bought these mounts for the scope. Now I like my scopes to sit a little lower down, but like I said, this scope makes this gun so much more accurate. It was accurate before. I just had basically a Pinty scope. I tried out a center fire scope. They were good, but out to 100 yards they were fine. But the coyotes that I was hunting, that's what I used this gun basically for. But the coyotes were hanging out about 125. So I was basically, getting sick of, not able to see clearly, at them. But like I said, this scope is really, really nice, and it comes with the full scope covers. I wish I would be able to show you guys what the reticle looks like. I don't know if you guys don't know what the BDC reticle, it's bullet drop compensator. It's really, really nice, and the scope alone I got on sale for $139, $140 out the door. That was an on sale price. So like I said, Nikon, I've always been a fan of Nikon scopes, and like I said, this makes this gun so much more accurate. You get a 10 round magazine. The magazine is a rotary style magazine, and I got some bullets in there right now. Obviously it's too dark right now to do a shooting clip of the gun. They'll be coming up real soon here. Like I said, 10 round magazine. Basically, you just feed it in from there, so it just clips in. And then if you guys can see right there, there's one of the bullets right there. Obviously I ain't gonna load it up inside the house, but that's the magazine. And then like I said, it's got a bolt to it. The safety is right there, so I like having that, because then when I'm out hunting, I don't have to reach around the trigger guard and mess around. I know where it's at, and then I just put it forward, and then the trigger is really, really light. It's the accurate trigger, so the accurate trigger is, like I said, very, very light, and this trigger is like maybe 2 pounds, not even. So like I said, you can pick up this gun regular price was $330, but I got it with a $50 mail-in rebate back, so I paid two with the $50 mail-in rebate about $260, $280 range. I wanted it in the bull barrel. It's a lot more accurate, makes it a little heavier, but it is nicer. It looks nicer. They only come in the synthetic stock, which is, you know, a downfall. I like it, but I would like a wood stock instead. I'm pretty sure you can get a new stock for it. So the two ammunitions that I've tried so far with this gun, my first ever ammo I bought to go sight in with was these, and these are called CCI Game Points. These are a 20 grain jacketed soft point. So they're a little heavier of a bullet, and that's what a 17 HMR looks like. Bullet, I should say. These are flying at 2375, so they're definitely a little slower. But like I said, they weren't real accurate. I could get them accurate at, you know, like 40, 50 yards, and then past that, and then they would just go right downhill, and I wasn't able to stay really accurate with them. So then I called up my buddy, and he said to go to the Hornady VMAX 17 grain, and that's what these look like. Show you guys the bullet. I don't know if any of you guys already know what the VMAX looks like, but it's just like a ballistic tip. And all a 17 HMR is it's a 22 Magnum casing with a 17 calibered bullet on top. That's all it is. But these ones are flying. These ones are flying at 2550. So these ones are flying a lot faster. They're a lot lighter of a bullet, but they're flying faster, which, you know, I like it. It's got a lot more power than the standard 22 LR does. A standard 22 LR, you know, is kind of a slower round. This sucker is a lot faster, and I feel like I can take out anything I want with it. They use these guns for varmint hunting, and that's what I got it for. Not only for coyote hunting, if I, you know, go prairie dog hunting, if I ever do some other stuff like fox hunting, you know, groundhogs, stuff like that, I feel like I could take them out with this gun. These are the only two ammo I ever tried out of this gun, and I tell you what, these VMAX were the best, and I was getting about a 1-inch group or less at 100 yards with this scope and the VMAX. With the game points, I was getting, you know, roughly over, you know, 2-inch group. So the game points were definitely opening up. They were, you know, a little slower, but it seems like maybe they had a little more foot-pounds than the VMAX 17 grain. So I'm going to talk to you guys about the Nikon BDC reticle, and I'm going to give you guys some more tips on the BDC. And the BDC is, like I said, bullet drop compensator. So it's got your crosshairs, and then it's got a bunch of dots. It's like a mill dot, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys already know what the mill dots are for. But anyways, I drew it out, and it's not really the best. But I got crosshairs at 100, 150 the first dot, 200, and then my third dot down would be 250, and then 300, and then 330. So that tells you exactly what it is. Now, it changes, and if you guys get a BDC, they have a app. It's called Nikon Spot On, and I have the app. And for instance, this is the app. So what you do is you pick your scope, and then you pick your caliber, and then you pick your target and zero distance. So I do target distance 100 yards, zero at 100. So basically, if I do my target distances at 50 yards, and then you pick your zoom, and that's the app, guys. And like I said, it's very, very nice. They have all their scopes on here, but mine is the 2. They have 17 WSM, 17 HMR, 17 Mark II, 22 Magnum, 22 LR, 22 short. Then you got all your center fires, such as, you know, your 220, 22 Nosler, 22 250, 223, 243, 25 ACP. They have every gun you can think of, but you have to have the Nikon app to be able to, or the Nikon scope to be able to use it, because you can't just take any other scope and use this app. It won't work. So, like I said, this app is really, really good, and like I said, it's really a good app. It works, and that's what I went off of. And what the app said for every single one of my dots, I was hitting cans at those distance with those dots. So obviously those apps are 100% true, and they are good. The rotary magazine, if you guys don't know what a rotary magazine is, you guys should all know. What a rotary magazine is, you put the bullet in sideways and you push like that, and then bam, that's in. So it holds 10 rounds, and you could buy these separate if you really, really want to. So, but that's it, guys. Like I said, look forward to some accuracy review of the 17 HMR from Savage. Like I said, it's just, right now it's dark out, otherwise I would. I don't have any, any shooting clips or any videos yet of this gun in action, but I will here in this week have a shooting session with this gun, so I can go ahead and show you guys some targets. But I mean, like I said, it's not a bad gun at all, but the downfall is it's still a rimfire. So but it does work for hunting. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. You're watching Air Guns Extreme. We'll see you guys at the next one.